another glorious day, my tea sippers, and you know what time it is. I hope you have all of your comforts together because it's time to dish tea. And you're dishing tea, darlings, with Big Meat.
Can't wait. It's time to dish tea with Big Meat. It's time to dish tea with Big Meat. It's time to dish tea with Big Meat. It's time to dish tea with Big Meat.
Darling.
And hello. Hey! What's going on? Hey, my darlings, my tea sippers, my crumpet dunkers, my tea brewers, my pot stirrers, my tea leaf leaders, and my tea baggers, honey. What's your tea? What is your tea? Darlings, it's another glorious day, darlings. And I'm sure you have all of your crumpets together because you know what time it is, honey. It's time to dish tea. And you are dishing tea, darlings, with Big Meat. What's up? Listen, I was debating on whether or not I'm going to come in here. What in the hell is going on with my screen? I think I got to clean my screen now. I'm looking and I keep seeing this roll. I got something on the screen right here that looks like it's giving me fever. Like right here, it looked like my screen is blotchy or something like that. Okay. Anywho, it has been a day. I started off, I got up this morning. I had to do a meeting with College Park Citizens Association and all of that. So I did all that. I was supposed to be going to this car show. And I was about to come home to get prepared for that. But then I had got someone call me and say, "Are you going to be here at this event?" I said, "What's going on?" College Park ended up having a block party. The Historic College Park Neighborhood Association ended up having a block party today. So I opted, instead of going way out to Conyers, which was going to cost me some gas and carrying on, I opted to stay here in College Park because I'm campaigning, right? So I wore my shirt because I was going out to do the same thing there. It's just that at the car show, it would not have been conducive. At this particular stage of the game, my mindset was, I know these are the voters here, okay? These folks are going to vote for mayor versus going out to Conyers, and I would have gotten support, drumming up support, but they would not have been able to vote most likely, right? So I'm like, okay, cute. So I had came here to the block party and going around introducing myself. I'm passing out. I got the business card flyers, right, that I'm passing out. And then I was told, "Oh no, you're not supposed to be doing that." I'm like, "What?" You know, one of the neighborhood associations, we're going to have a separate event for all that. But I said, "You're the first person and the only person who's told me that." And I've been up and down through here all, since I got here. You're the only person. I'm like an hour or so in, but okay, cool, right? I ain't thinking nothing about it. Well, I get a phone call. Mother Dent called. She sits on the board with me on College Park. She said, "Did you just send me an email? A text message?" I said, "Oh, a text message." And I'm flipping through because I'm thinking of that, I done hit something on my phone, right? And I know I got a lot of risque stuff in my phone. So I'm like, "Oh, Lord have mercy. What did I do?" So I'm going through. I said, "Oh, no, Mother, I didn't send anything." She said, "Well, someone just sent me 2 pictures of you. One with you in like a G-string kind of thing, and one with you in makeup. I said, what? Okay. She said, I just wanted to let you know. I said, okay, good. So I'm discombobulated. Well, then about, it wasn't even 5 minutes. It made me like 2.5, 3 minutes. I get another phone call from another one of my board members. Her name is Tansy. She calls and she says, you still there? I said, yeah, I'm here. She says, oh, well, child, okay. I just got this text message. I said, child, tell me you got it. Okay. I said, how many pictures did you get? She said, it's 2. I said, okay, because mother did just call me. Well, what it is, I said, forward me the pictures. Now, y'all know I told y'all I reluctantly went on my Facebook page and deleted all that stuff, right? And I say reluctant, and I'm going to stand by reluctancy, okay? Because I don't have to hide who I am for anybody. I don't make excuses for it neither. You understand? But, of course, I'm in an arena, honey. I've never played this game before. So, of course, when you're dealing with this, you have to, you know, play accordingly by their rules, supposedly, right? So I had taken all of my pictures down and stuff off of Facebook. I forgot that I had stuff up on Instagram because I don't use my Instagram for that kind of stuff, right? I use my Instagram for pictures, but not that. But what it is, I was putting something up from when I was at Big Boy Pride, and it's in one of my little singlet things that I wear around the pool and carry on, you know, take pictures in and all that. So they got that picture. And the picture with me in makeup and carrying on, I thought it was a picture of me in drag. No, it's a picture that I filter, and it's the one that gave you the eyelashes and the dark eyes and carrying on. And I used that. Okay. So that's the picture that they anonymously sent because they're using. See, now you can get these little phone numbers that's a text message only phone number. You can get one of those now and can send off and this, that, and the other. And I say, okay. So I'm like, wow. So everybody else is like upset and mad about it again. And they're like, oh my God, that's dirty as hell. That's foul. And my thing is, well, that's low-hanging fruit. Okay. My being an openly gay man, I'm a man of size and carrying on, that there is low-hanging fruit. But the issues are, you know, as I'm talking with the people and carrying on, honey, I met some fantastic people today. You know, I don't take it personally when folks did not want to take one of my cards. I had one woman who blatantly, okay, gave me that. And I'm like, oh, okay, I see. You know, not a problem for me, honey, your laws. Okay. Because when I win this thing, honey, I will be the mayor and there's nothing you can do about it. Okay. But just raise hell and disagree. And then our mayor showed up. You know, she showed up. And I like to take pictures with her because, you know, for the photo op and carrying on. And it may have been a little that way because I did have my shirt to say I'm running for mayor or whatever. But hey, you know, it's nothing. You know, we could still be cordial and carrying on and friendly and all this, that, and the other. We smiled and I gave her, she halfway gave me a hug because I went to say, hey, man. And I gave her, tried to give her a hug. She half gave me a hug or whatever. And I'm like, okay, interesting. So I ended up getting the phone number that text came from, and I responded back. Now, I responded cutely. I didn't cuss them out or nothing because I'm like, okay, what's the point? You know, if you think you did that to shame me, honey, you did not. Okay, it's not a shame game in this particular instance. And those pictures, hell, in fact, that particular picture, it was dated for 2022. I thought I took that picture earlier than that. I thought that was like a 2019 picture, but whatever it is, it's been up for the longest time. You know what I'm saying? And I was talking to Red earlier. Red was going to come in, but when I called him to say, hey, he has such a day, honey. He is knocked out and he was not going to be any good. So he won't be in with us today. He was like, I told you. I said, you know, I forgot that I had that picture up on Instagram. And at this particular point, unless my advisors tell me, and I haven't really picked out my entire team yet. I know Red is one of my advisors. And he's like, well, I'm telling he was like, I tried to tell you that, it could get dirty. I am adamant about, I'm not taking down not another fucking picture. Mm-mm. I'm adamant about that. Okay. I'm very adamant about that. Because at this particular point, now that leak is out, if I go up now, it's going to look like I'm trying to cover something up. I have nothing to hide. Not a damn thing. Okay. Not a damn thing. And yeah. Okay. Let's talk about the issues. Okay. It's just interesting. You know what I'm saying? So I just said, okay, let the games begin. And it's so funny because none of this started until today when I walked in with my shirt that got the thing on. And I'm just saying, hey, I'm running for mayor. Okay. So now I would love to see the person who did it. I'm like, listen, I'm right here. You saw me. I introduced myself to, hey, I'm Demetrius Taylor, blah, blah, blah. I didn't get everybody's name. But you had an opportunity right then and right there to say hi to me. Or to ask me any question you want to ask me. Okay. Am I well versed? Not 100%. So you may have even tried to stump me. Okay. You may even think I'm not ready. Whatever that is. Okay. But because you want to go through tactics like this, now this is just one person. I know what's going to happen from the other person. Okay. Well, I'm thinking it's going to come from because, this one particular camp is known for being dastardly. Okay. It's just very, very interesting. Very, very, very interesting. So, the question becomes, do I still want to be involved? And the answer is yes. Because see, now I'm fueled. Now I'm at a point to where it's like, okay, you know what? Fuck this. Let's take the gloves off. And y'all know I'm not a fighter like that, honey. But I do, when I got to put my bracelets on, and it's time for bullets and bracelets, you understand. Okay. Right now we got to see what's going on and mind the playing field or whatever, right? We got to assess the thing, and then we're going to go from there. So I'm interested to see what's happening. So that has been my day. And then it was hot today, but then we had all these overcasts, and I'm glad it didn't rain on us, but we had overcasts of rain. But I've been standing up on that concrete since I got there. It started at 12. I got there about 12:30ish. It ended at 5. I left at maybe 4:15. Sweetie. All that was standing on that asphalt and concrete. So, and then in the heat. And then I didn't have anything to drink. I had some water. Did I have any water in the car? I drank something before I got there, but all that time and not having any kind of anything to hydrate myself. Yeah, I did myself a disservice. So I was kind of tired coming in today, and I didn't think I was going to do the show. I was like, oh my God. But then I come across something that has really brought me into focus to say, no, we've got to do a show. Okay. And so let me show you. I'm going to start here. Let me show y'all this picture. Okay. I'm going to show y'all this picture. Y'all see that? It says Pastor Kyle Burke has a new outfit. You see, he's in a 2-piece kilt, jacket with a little kilt or whatever. Y'all may say skirt, but there's a kilt. Look at the buttons and carrying on. And it's not the standard Irish kilt where have all of the pleats and carrying on, but that there is a kilt. Okay. Now, my brother DC put that up, right, on his Facebook page. And because I follow him, of course, I got it, right? And I'm sitting up here. And of course, the comment section, they are letting him have it. They are letting him have it in every way they can, right? And so I ended up responding. And my response is, so what's the problem? He's a man who wishes to express himself in this particular fashion. Right now, the idea of having men in kilts and carrying on, that's starting to pick up a little bit. Haven't y'all noticed that? We got that. LeBron was in something questionable, the little short set that he had on and all that. Men's fashion is taking a nice little leap. Is that my particular style? Not necessarily. I like the color pattern. I don't know if I would be able to pull off a kilt successfully right now, because in my mind, I'll be wanting to go into Samantha Stevens divinity mode. And see, I'll be wanting to put on, makeup, hair, this, that, and other, blah, 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 to complete the look, right? I'm not necessarily one who will fashion a kilt. Okay, maybe if I go to Scotland or something or whatever, and I get into the gist of the culture, it may change my mind. But right now, and then quite frankly, I don't think I can pull it off. I don't think Demetrius can pull it off. You know what I'm saying? But if this is what he's wanting to wear, if this is his particular style and choice and whatever, and y'all saw in the background say happy birthday, whatever, so this is his birthday outfit, okay, and things of that nature, why is that a problem? And then here comes the bigger questions, because I didn't put no oil in my head, honey, and then it's starting to grow. Every time the hair try to grow back, my hair start itching. Oh, and I got the shave, and I got peach fuzz. I got the shave. Here's the bigger question, because in the comments, oh, that ain't my pastor. Oh Lord, honey, God didn't call him to preach, honey. God, And I'm like, what if God did? Were you there when he got his call into the ministry? Are you God to say what it was, or to dictate to him how to run his life? Were you there, or are you there when God talks to him about what his next message is going to be, how to take his ministry to grow forward? Are you there to do all that? If you're not there, then what's the problem? Let me show y'all one more time. Y'all tell me, what's the problem? What's the problem? What is the problem? And we gonna say it because nobody else want to put it in layman's terms. Y'all gonna say this is gay. Y'all are gonna say this is not representing a masculine man. This is not masculinity. This here is an abomination before God. How would a real man sit up here and wear something like that? Okay, but if that's what he chose to wear, how is it that that's a problem? That's what I'm trying to figure. I want to know where the problem is. Because if you're not there to understand what his ministry is, who he's supposed to minister to, and this, that, and the other, if you don't understand that, then why is it that you got your lips all contorted and carrying on about his guilt? Outside of the fact of saying that you disagree with it. So if that's all it is, then you know what, I can get with that and then move on. Gossip about it, talk about him the way you're going to talk about him, whatever, but move on. But for everybody to call him out and say that ain't a God and that ain't this, how dare you to say what is and what is not of God, and this man is doing his own thing. That's a picture. Didn't nobody ask you for your damn comments? Didn't nobody ask for your approval neither? You know what I'm saying? And yes, everybody can have opinions, and I know we'll all sit up there and say, well, it's out there on the internet, honey. If he put it out there, then he made himself subject to ridicule, and you're right. But at the same time of him making himself subject to ridicule, you still have the choice of whether or not you're going to respond and ridicule or not. That's still your choice. Okay. And then for everyone who is sitting up there saying that is not of God and whatever, all of that, oh, that's a damn shame. Lord have mercy. Wait a minute. Let me see if I can pull up some of the comments. Let me let me see if I can pull up some of the comments, darling, that they are raking this child with, honey. I mean, they are raking him across the coal. Oh, he's gonna have a real barbecued ass, honey. I'm telling you, a real barbecued ass when all this is over. Okay. Now hold on, wait a minute. I'm trying to get. Wait, did I? Let me see. Let me go here. Cause this the page, child. Yeah. You see, you know what? It kills me when I'm trying to do something, and then the computer want to act real stupid and funny, right? Want to act all funny and things of that nature. I can't stand this thing when it does this. Cause now I'm into something, right? And I'm trying to keep my flow together, but then this thing want to act a damn fool. Oh shit. Okay, hold on. Okay. Oh, okay. Now it says it has a technical error and I can't get to the damn page. Ain't that 2 cents? Waiting for change. And y'all don't quit playing with my nerves. That's okay. That's quite all right. That's quite all right, honey. In any event, okay, so it ain't meant for me to read these comments or whatever. Hell, I was going to read mine, but apparently I can't get to it, right? So, okay. What say you? Okay, what say you with, okay, what say you with the kilt? How is it that, what are your thoughts about it? Okay, what are your thoughts about this kilt? I'm still trying to see if I can get to this page, but it's still not letting me in. It keeps saying that the page is not available right now. How about that? How is it that the page ain't available? Y'all full of it, honey. We're experiencing a technical difficulty and the page ain't available. Okay. Anywho, let me come back to y'all. What we got, honey? Okay. Hey, Mike. What's going on, baby? Buck was in here. You still here, Buck? Well, I know you say, what you say? I'm just checking in myself. The meds kicked my buns today. Oh, okay. Okay. Politics is a dirty game. Yeah, it's dirty, it's muddy and carrying on. But one of the things about dirt and mud and carrying on is that as long as you got a decent bottle of soap or some bath wash, honey, you can wash the dirt right off. Okay. And if you know, like I know, honey, said back in the day when we were kids, honey, we made mud pies. Okay. So we know how to get around all of that. But what say you about the pastor and the coach? Y'all put that in the comments. Let's move on because, as I said, child, this here's gonna be one of them kind of days for me. Let's go here. Let's go here. Because I came across something yet again that has complete. I'm like, why? Please tell me why. Somebody on this earth, tell me why. Okay. We got two different situations. One of which I'm going to talk to my transgender community. And I know we have to fight. I know we're fighting for your equity and carrying on in mainstream culture. I know you're fighting for all kinds of inclusions and this, that, and the other. But when I say this is a cartoon, it's a fucking cartoon. So I need for y'all to explain to me why this is relevant. Okay. There's a blogger, a trans blogger. And her name is Simpson. Wait a minute, hold on. Let this come up. Her name is Simpson. Okay. And she has this 43-minute dossier thing or explanation of why the Simpsons has failed to have trans representation in the programming. I'm gonna let that marinate for a minute. Okay. I'm gonna let that marinate for just a minute. She wants to know that after 34 seasons of having the Simpsons cartoon on television, why has it never had any trans representation in the programming? Now, is that a good question? Depending on who you ask. It's a cartoon. And it is an adult-themed cartoon. See, when The Simpsons first came out, how many of y'all remember when The Simpsons were first introduced and they were part of the Tracy Ullman show? Y'all remember that? And she used to do a little cartoon, little segment, a little blurb or whatever. And remember, they were drawn a little bit differently then, too. And I want to think that there was a cartoon called Life in Hell. That was a cartoon. It was a comic, like in the newspaper, that carried on. And the way the Simpsons were first drawn, they were drawn similarly to that particular cartoon. And I was wondering if they were the same people who did. Let's look at that. Well, research department, if you here, let's look at that. Life in Hell comic and the Simpsons, are they by the same people? Okay. And I've been wondering that for years. Okay, I've been wondering that for years. Ugh. Oh. I've been wondering that. Okay. What is this? What is it? I'm trying to come up in here, honey.
It's sort of like a card fairy. They don't get approved for a credit card that has the card guarantee. The card fairy.
Wait a minute. I'm looking, y'all. I'm looking. Life in Hell was by Matt Groening. And isn't he the one who does The Simpsons? Yeah. So they are the same people. Okay, so they are. And I've always wondered that because it's the same drawing. It was the same drawing. Okay. Oh, that's what it is. That's why. Okay, here's why. Here is why. Because Life in Hell was The Simpsons. That was the name. Yeah. Yeah. All of that. They were. Yeah, they're the same people. Okay. So be that as it may. Okay. So we got that out the way. But the question is, why is it that we are here, and why is this relevant that we are talking about trans inclusion in a cartoon strip, especially now? it would, this child sit up there, and according to this article, let me read a little bit of it. Okay, I'm trying not to get into the whole thing because it's a long article. Yeah, anyway, I'm not going to read all this. Basically, what she's saying is she's arguing that everything should have been, they had ambiguous, ambiguous characters and this, that, and the other, but they're not really tackling trans issues and this, that, and the other. Okay. I need to go look at the video itself so that I can really get into this. But why is this? Why is it that we feel that now that everything is all about equality and carrying on, that everything got to have you represented in it? Okay, in order for it to be something. Okay, why is it that we are there? I'm trying to understand this from a practical standpoint because I don't want to get into an us versus them kind of thing because we're talking about an institution. We're talking about something that's since been around 34 seasons. Okay, 34 seasons, and they're still creating new episodes, right? Now, if the argument becomes moving forward, can we have trans issues in The Simpsons? That's a different conversation. Right here, you're blasting them for never had transgender issues or topics or characters in its 34-year history, of 34 season history. Why would they when the world wasn't ready for all of that? You know, a lot of the gay depictions and carrying on have been rather on the edge, and a lot of that was, for the comedy and carrying on of it, and it pushed the envelope. We still were trying to get over Bart Simpson telling his mama and his daddy to eat his shorts. And we got kids sitting up there mimicking that on the streets. And then black kids thought that because they was watching that, they could sit up there and say that. And they got their asses hurt for the most part. Okay. So that there was the power of what that particular comic was doing. And you want to talk about trans issues and trans characters and carrying on over its 34 season history. And why? If we're going to move forward, that's another, like I said, that's a separate conversation. To say, hey, we're in the era now to where we would like to be reflected in this. How can we see that here? We've had several different, where there wasn't transgender per se. Have y'all seen the one of the Super Queens on Netflix? That was all about the drag queens that carried on the gay children, honey, and they were superhero drag queens. What was there was another one where it was our first they called it transgender superhero because she got the little power ring, from her grandmother's ring, and it was a pole that went to the sister, and he ended up putting it on, but he couldn't take it off. So now, whenever it was something going wrong, it was started with a Z, something. And, he said a little word, and then he go fight crime and drag and carry it on and blah, blah, blah. That didn't last very long because the premise was when they sold that, the way how they were writing it up, I thought that it was a completely gay thing. And this was going to be something. I'm like, oh, wait a minute, let me see what they're doing because they were bashing it so early. But the premise of that was little Mr. Man, honey, being a precocious child or teenager, fooling around with his grandmama's jewelry and things and trying to be slick with his sister and end up trying to ring on because he thought he could, and then it wouldn't come off. So now the sister is upset because she was ready to take on the mantle. And so now they got the little rivalry thing going on while he's still trying to fight the crime. Okay, that didn't last long. What else? There's a couple other things that I believe I've seen that had more so drag queens versus transgender. Okay, and the difference between the drag queens and trans is that drag queens are boys in dresses for entertainment purposes. They don't live their lives as women. That when they come out and it's all over, they go back to being a boy. Okay, and carrying on. They take the makeup off, they take the hair off and carrying on. They live their lives as boys. Trans people are, once they say I am and identify as trans, they start the process of living their life as their new gender. Okay. So that there is why the whole drag thing is important. We didn't have all that. And so now this particular person here is going through the notions about what? Y'all help me understand it. I'm trying to really not get into this whole thing of I'm sick of y'all. You know what I'm saying? Because I know as a gay man, folks are ready to write us off, and they sick of us. Every time we turn around, now it's an agenda. This is an agenda. This is an agenda. Ain't nothing an agenda like that. All we're looking for is to be heard, to be counted, to this, that, and the other, right? At the same time, when we come up against institutions, when we're coming up against the masses, and they would never be ready for us. Okay, they would never be ready. But the thing of it is we have to push those envelopes to where it's like, okay, I too exist. But in this particular fight, I'm going to feel like, okay, you took all the time to go through every episode. In this article, this child is referencing episodes, and she got names of episodes. So, Miss Thing, you have been on this particular kick to where you did the research to get the title and carrying on of the characters and blah, 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 blah. You're into this. So you invested into this for a cartoon. When all we have to do is the inclusion that you want, get with somebody to create it so that moving forward, we can have the representation that is needed. You understand? Why are we not there yet? Why are we coming up against institutions? Because we feel as though, we have to let them know that I'm disapproved. We have to let them know that this, that, and the other. Okay, why? They already know. They already know. Okay, they know what they did. They know what they didn't do. So why is it that this is becoming an absolute issue? Why is it that we feel that we got to push? Because I'm feeling that this is an envelope pusher. Can I be very transparent with you right now? And for those of you who are transgender watching this, I need for you to explain to me why it's not. Can we go there? Explain to me why this is not pushing the envelope, trying to make a damn point. Because for me, this is overkill. For me, this is like, okay, y'all doing too much. Okay, it's a damn cartoon. Okay, what issues did you want the Simpsons to tackle? Okay, so I'm trying to understand this. Okay, so please. So for all of you who are trans, all the allies out there, come to me. Put something in the comments. Okay, put something in the comments here, and let me know where I am, where you think I may be missing the mark. Because right now I'm so over this. I'm like, okay, ooh. See, I put this up with. Remember how the folks were coming after the Lion King because they said all these subliminal messages was in the clouds, and they had the word somehow or another. Somebody said they wrote the word bitch in the clouds and things. And, somebody had said that, oh my God, that's the image of a penis in the clouds. I'm like, who in the hell is watching this movie that tough to where you notice that there was a penis-shaped cloud? And could there have not been an optical illusion? How many of us have been cloud watching and just sitting up watching the clouds, and you start there and they look like they're taking form. Oh, that's a so-and-so. Oh, that's a so-and-so. Because why? I've always thought that was God's way of communicating with us when we did that, and all, because the clouds, they're just moving. And all of a sudden they just it becomes artwork in the sky. It's only there for a moment and then it dissipates, right? But for those who did that with the Lion King and it's something else that they had done, say, oh my God, this is in children's cartoons. But isn't it interesting that they break down that to talk about, oh my God, because y'all talking about this is a homosexual agenda, but nobody ever went back to the Bugs Bunnies and the Carried On when they would sit out there with the Sambo faces and all the black characters back in the day was just sloths, and slew-footed, and they had all the big ruby red lips, and all of this was all tan and walking around looking sleepy and talking with a drag. Nobody ever talked about that in the comics and in the cartoons. We never talked about those blatant racist things that were done. Okay, we just saw it as funny. No one ever complained about that. But now all of a sudden, and then here we have a trans person who is saying that the Simpsons is not trans inclusive and have not tackled trans issues. What am I missing? What am I, please, and I need y'all to really tell me now, because I'm sure the y'all gonna say, oh, you're just a gay man and you don't get it. I'm an ally trying to get it. Because right now I'm seeing this as you trying to drive a point. And I can't stand when we get into issues where you're only doing this to prove a point. Or try to, and it's not even principle. This here is not even principle. This, for me, this seems to be, it's petty. It's a petty argument, and you're trying to get very technical because you can. And that's the way to get in. That's the way to have conversation. That's the way to bring about whatever. That's the way to have attention, if you will. You understand? So I'm looking at what is this? Huh? So yeah, that's where I am. Okay. Michael, what you say about this thing? I don't see nothing wrong with it. I've seen a lot of pastors in Africa wearing high heels as well. Really? Really? Oh, you need to break that down for me, honey, because now that we got all this stuff going on with Uganda and carrying on, and a lot of the anti-alphabet stuff that's going on over there in Uganda, and is it Ghana as well? They have all these real harsh doo-wops and things, and to know that they're walking around in high heels and carrying on, and I'm sure it's probably ceremonial, and things of that nature that we don't understand. But when we think high heels, we think women's shoes or whatever. So I'm sure I know culturally, I don't want to be insensitive to the culture, because we don't know where that comes from. At the same time, though, if they're parading around in heels, let's talk about it. So yeah, okay. So that's my thing on the Simpsons. You know what I'm gonna do is, let me do this. I'm gonna put this article here, and this is coming from LGBTQ Nation. That's the source on this. I'm gonna put this here for those of y'all who are looking at it on YouTube. I'm gonna put that there for y'all, and then let me go over here to Facebook. I don't know. Here it is. Let me go over here to the YouTube, Facebook page, and put this over here as well in the Facebook, so that y'all can have the article. Okay, and y'all go read it. At the bottom of the article, I think that is the YouTube link to where you can watch the video. Okay. And like I said, it's 45 minutes long. Okay. And get an understanding of how she's breaking this shit down and carrying on. I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch it eventually, because I want to hear where she's coming from. But already I'm coming in here prejudiced, because I'm already thinking that this is nonsense. Okay. And she may have some valid points in it, but right now I'm only hearing the nonsense of it. It's a damn cartoon. You understand? That's being targeted to children. And even though The Simpsons is an adult, I've always said it was an adult cartoon. The optics of it is being targeted to kids. So what issues did you want to be taken care of in The Simpsons that was going to be age and child appropriate? That's what I want to know. Okay. That's what I want to know. Because that's the part that maybe she talked about in the video, but I don't know. Okay. Lord have mercy. Okay. So let's move on, and then I'm gonna let you guys go. Okay. The next story that I have here, again, why, Lord? Ted Cruz is opening up a probe into the Dylan Mulvaney Bud Light can. Now, remember, we talked about that a while ago, right? That's the trans girl. You know, the new trans girl, honey, who on Instagram that everybody knows she was transitioning, and oh my God, this is day number 5 of me being a girl, and oh, I'm taking, you know, she went through all that. Okay. And in that, you know, she has become the new face of Trans America. Okay. And I call her Caitlyn Jennings 2.0. Because now, as a white girl, you know, who was, I think, was she a Disney person or something? Whatever she was, you know, she had a little career as her former self, and now she's transitioning, and then she come out of this transitioning, and she got multi-million-dollar endorsements and carrying on. And the thing of it is now is Bud Light has sponsored her, and they got her face on one of the cans. How that came about, I have no clue. But good for her, because she secured the bag, right? Got her coin. Well, now there's a big uproar about that. All the conservatives and carrying on, honey, they went to go and pour the beer out. Y'all done listen, they already got your money, fool. So y'all done went into y'all freezers and so have y'all seen them? They done blew up the can. They shoot the cans, honey. You know, wasting the beer everywhere. They tell me, I'm not drinking this no more. All of that. Honey, why is it that Senator Ted Cruz wants to tackle this? And here's what he says. Cruz, along with Senator Marsha Blackburn, another Republican out of Tennessee, wrote a letter to Anheuser-Busch USA's CEO, Brendan Whitworth. The letter asks him, in his additional role as the chair of the Beer Institute, the beer industry's self-regulatory body, to open an investigation into the collaboration with Mulvaney, because she might have followers who are under the legal drinking age of 21. What? Wait. The letter claims that there is evidence that Mulvaney's audience skews significantly younger than the legal drinking age. This evidence, as it were, is that Mulvaney once lip-synced to the song I Am Eloise, I Am 6, that one of her videos shows her giving prizes to a mall goer with bracelets, and the 26-year-old influencer uses words like girl and girlhood to reference herself. Okay. And I'm not going to read no more because this is fucking stupid. Okay. I'm trying to understand this. Now, you want to launch an investigation because this influencer may have followers under the drinking age of 21. Who cares? They can't buy it, so they can't drink it, right? If their parents gave it to them for the holidays, or you in, you know, a country town where they don't mind their kids drinking, who's to stop the parents from doing that? This ain't got nothing to do with her having under 21 the legal drinking age followers. So now that's the angle that you're trying to take, to say that, oh, because of this, y'all want her to stop or to end this endorsement deal because it's a transgender endorsement. That's the bottom line. Folks are losing their minds today. We don't know if we coming or going or thising or that. We don't know what the hell is going on anymore. To where now you're trying to say that an influencer, a social media influencer, is not supposed to get an endorsement deal because she has people on her page under the age of 21, or because she uses words like girlhood. How ridiculous is that? You can't tell me that you're trying to protect children and you're trying to protect the images of kids and they don't need to be seen to that, when kids see everything every day. And I've not once heard this damn senator talking about regulating the internet, regulating programming, regulating this, that, and that. We don't hear that. Kids see more on the street corner nowadays than they see on the, and that's saying a lot because, you know, they got their phones. They see more on the street corner than they can on Instagram and on all the other all the things. Here. So what's the bigger picture here, children? Somebody tell me what the bigger picture is here. Y'all upset because Anheuser-Busch, makers of Bud Light and Budweiser and carrying on, y'all upset because they decided to embrace the trans community? Budweiser has always been a sponsor for all kinds of pride parades. Budweiser and Miller Lite, Miller MGD. What is this? Okay, why are we taking this particular stance? And what there is the bigger picture here? Okay, I need to get some more water. What is the bigger picture here? What are we absolutely fighting? Because are we trying to disguise discrimination and all the phobias or the mesias? Okay, remember I told y'all, honey, that I got this from my sister Hope Giselle, where she introduced transmesia. Okay, and what the whole idea is to remove the word phobic or that suffix rather, phobic, because phobic means hate. I mean, phobic means fear, and nobody fears trans or whatever; they hate it. So the mesia suffix is what now is the thing. And we're trying to indoctrinate that into popular culture, into the lexicon. Because no, anybody's scared of it. You just don't like it. You don't want to be around it or whatever this may be. So because Budweiser have decided to include a trans person in their advertisement, this is a no-go. Well, what happened when RuPaul had MAC Cosmetics? Everybody ran to MAC. The girls ran to MAC, honey. As a matter of fact, some of you heterosexual men push your girls to go there. If MAC makeup can make this man look that beautiful, okay, I just had something hit me. Remember when RuPaul was voted the most beautiful woman in the world? Huh? Wait a minute. I'm sorry, y'all. I just had something hit me because we got on Caitlyn for, and the ESPY Awards for naming her Woman of the Year. And she hadn't even been a woman for a whole year yet. Right? I thought that was an insult. I really and truly, and I still stand on that. I thought that was an insult. Okay. For them to have given her that. They could have gave her a whole nother kind of award, but not Woman of the Year. They could have gave her most changed athlete or whatever, the Courage Award. They could have gave her something. But Woman of the Year was a slap in the face to everybody because the bitch ain't been a woman a whole year yet. So we all in an uproar over that. But the black community did get into an uproar when they had said that RuPaul was the most beautiful woman in the world. Let me see if I can find that. Research department, if you're still here with me, help me. RuPaul voted most beautiful woman. I'm trying to remember. Well, that was the early 90s. That was the early 90s when that happened. Right when she had first hit. Okay. Oh, honey. I am child. Every time you put in RuPaul, that would come up RuPaul's Drag Race. And that's not what I asked you, honey. Okay, this is gonna take me a minute. But how many of y'all remember that? Because that child, it had become the whole do-wah-diddy of everything, honey. Okay. And okay, no, I can't. See, the type in RuPaul, everything's coming up. Drag race. Damn it. Oh Lord. Okay, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm getting frustrated because I'm onto something here, and I wanted to make the comparison. That's what I'm trying to do. I wanted to make that comparison as far as the outrage, and as far as us coming to terms with understanding what all of this is. Okay. Ted Cruz going to Bud Light, having to probe into this investigation is nothing but a ploy. I really want us to pay attention to this governmental system that we are in, honey. Something is going on because right now this whole thing about trans and drag queens and carrying on is at the forefront. And it's at the forefront so tough to where now, who was it? Not Mississippi. Not Montana. And was it Minnesota? It might be Minnesota. One of these damn states just approved that their legislator have just banned transgender medicine for anybody under the age of 19. And I'm perplexed with that. Okay. I'm perplexed with it because, yes, number one, I really don't believe that children should take the hormone blockers with their transitioning, because we got to see what how the body is going to develop. I really believe that let that part take its course because children are still growing. Once they hit the pinnacle of that, then go in to make the changes. You understand? And we are all in college trying to protect children. But I'm not buying that. I think that there's something bigger here. And I think the bigger fish in this particular pond is that no one wants to say or accept or believe that a man and hear me well, because we have very little scrutiny when it comes to F to M for females transitioning to male. Okay, we have very little of that scrutiny. It's always male to female. Okay, and we have gotten into this whole particular thing to where a man ain't supposed to fill in the blank. And I think that's the bigger picture. I think that there is where a lot of this conversation, a lot of the ill will, a lot of the trepidation, a lot of the conflama that has come from all of this, because you're trying to tell those who are male at birth that it's the whole idea of abortion, but in a broader sense. Okay, because with a woman, you telling her she can't get rid of the baby. Okay, with the trans person, you telling them they can't kill their former selves. You can't kill yourself to become something else. Okay, you can't kill that baby while you try to birth the new baby. You can't do that. Okay, and I know how I'm making that comparison is a stretch. However, I want y'all to hear what I'm trying to say. Hear the similarities in that. Okay. So, and the bigger picture is what the hell is coming down this pipeline that we have become so consumed with transgender issues and drag queens. I'm still trying to understand this whole thing about drag queens. I'm still trying to get it. For those of you who keep saying, oh my God, you're doing this in front of children. And y'all know I have played that clip that they're using, okay, to support their point, because I don't even like all that. Okay, I didn't like it because I'm like, that's not a child's show. Yes, you're a drag queen, honey, but if you knew you were coming to deal with children, you needed to have done a children's show. Okay, you don't do no adult programming in front of the damn kids. Everybody knows that. So I'm into this whole thing. Okay, I'm into this because I want to find out what is the bigger picture down there. Because all this is the smoke screen of it. This is the smoke screen because something big is coming that the government is finna to alley-oop this thing, honey, and they gonna dunk on us, baby, and we ain't gonna have nothing to do. We're not gonna know what to do with it. See, and I'm having issues with that because I don't know. I can't put my finger on it, but something is rotten in the cotton. Because, baby, they're doing too much. They are doing entirely too much. Now, isn't it interesting that we're going through all these changes with transgender medicine and carrying on, and no one has said that we need to do anything to increase our mental health capacities and facilities and fundings and insurances. Nobody is saying anything about that. Even if you think that trans person is suffering from gender dysphoria. Okay? Even if you want to say that, oh, they have a mental, this is all about a mental illness. Well, how come in all of this anti-trans medicine shit that you're trying to do, why is it that you have not poured anything into the mental health system? And I'm not talking them damn shock therapy things. Like you're going to shock a person back into something. That ain't how that goes. That's not how that goes. But we are afraid. We are afraid. And all you have to do is ask the question. All you have to do is pay attention. If you pay attention, you can understand. It's clear. It is so crystal clear what everybody wants. All we have to do is learn how to pay a fucking attention. That there is that. Those are my stories for the day, y'all. I'm gonna let y'all go. I should have made this a Big Meats moment versus Edition T with Big Meats because I knew my co-host wasn't gonna be up in here and carrying on, and I knew this was going to be a relatively short show because I just have those questions that I need to. I'm burning with you guys. Okay, I'm burning with that because this is not making sense. I'm still Miss Lily Simpson. Okay, I need to understand why you chose the Simpsons to be so hell bent on making sure that they got equal trans inclusion within the storyline, and tackle trans issues when all of this is relatively new to the folks that be, the powers that be. Why is it, Ted Cruz, that you want to probe an investigation because you say this child has followers or she influences people up under the age of 21 who are not legal drinking age? She doesn't influence them to go out and buy it, and they can't because it's illegal. They're not old enough. So who are they? What's the bigger picture here? All right, y'all, I'm gonna let y'all go because I need to get up from here. Listen, if you're in the Atlanta area tomorrow, May 21st, 2023, we're going to be at Piedmont Park from noon until 10 p.m. for Indigenous House, honey. This here is the first house music party that kicks off our summer. And my boy John Dennis is going to do his thing out there. You can go to Indigenous House on Facebook and look at, I think he has a YouTube page as well, and look at some of the old footage and carrying on what's to come, and et cetera, et cetera. Also, if you want to get your little support bands now, I bought 2 of them. Get your support bands. You can find all that out over at the Facebook page. We will see you out there. I got to figure out what I'm going to do. If I'm going to take this table, I can set up my table or whatever, and just be chill, or what. I have not made up my mind yet on that. But I don't want to nurse enough to see, because you got to be careful. You can't have you sit out there. I know folks, I come back, somebody was sitting in my chair, one of them let me sing. Okay, hello? Yeah, I know you tired, but bitch, you didn't bring a chair. That's your fault. Okay, so on that note, I'm not going to close out like I usually do with my little high notes of carrying on, because right now, yeah, I'm a bit perplexed. So if you love us, tell a friend, honey. If you hate us, tell all of your motherfucking enemies to come up in here, like, subscribe, and to share. Okay, share it on all the platforms that you see it on: Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, as well as I'm targeted into. Twitter got rid of Periscope, so I can't say Periscope anymore, and all of those kinds of things. Honey, go have a wonderful evening. It's 11 o'clock, or soon to be 11 o'clock. And we want to make sure you guys go out. It's Saturday night, too. Go have a good time. Those of you who in Atlanta that's coming out tomorrow, we'll see you tomorrow. And, honey, on that note, baby, I've got to go. I got to go. Because I'm hungry and I got my chicken in the oven. I got to get this chicken out and call it great. So, okay, dog, we'll see you guys next time. Ciao.